Welcome to MaryAnne's Mystic Mentions. I'm MaryAnne. Thank you for tuning in today. I'm so glad to be here. Oh my gosh. Welcome to your Sun Sign Love Connection readings for today. So today is February 21st, 2021. And today we are on the featured sign of Scorpio as I go around the zodiac wheel a second time. We're in mid-month readings. And so what I'm going to do right now in front of you is the format I always do until it changes. For those that are new, I appreciate you being here greatly. I hope you enjoy what you're reading and feeling and that you connect and you know, it's something you want to do on a regular basis. So what I do is I pick the featured, which we know about because I go in a streamline with the astrology wheel from Aries to Pisces. And then I pick the highlighted. The highlighted is the connection that's going to be in love of any type. Okay, whether it's romantic or, you know, partnerships and work, good friendships, you know, animals, all sorts. Okay, it's all inclusive when I say love connections. And so this highlighted will have 3 specific categories that I read to you about. There's something Spirit needs to say to you in regards to this one. It won't be for everybody, obviously. And so stay tuned because then I read from the 3 oracle divinations I have, and they are about all of the Scorpios for today and all of their connections. Okay, so somewhere in there there's a message if you're interested and you listen and you feel for that, and especially Scorpios because you're all about feeling, but we'll get to that in a second. Your highlighted is Virgo. Let me double check because it's a fabulous connection. I think I just did Virgo with Scorpio. Let me double check for you. I don't do the same highlighted 2 days in a row, but I have done the same from the beginning of the month to the end because it's clear to me that there's a real potent message needed for those particular connections. So the last Scorpio that I did was Aries, and that was for the beginning of the, okay, that would have been for the beginning of the month, yes. And then before that it was, are you serious? No, those are the bonus. You got another Aries. Interesting. Bonuses come after the second mid-month reading. And then you had Leo. So let's go with Virgo, because I absolutely love it. I love the water and the earth elements together. They work extremely well. They're very harmonious. There's a lot of beautiful diversity in the 2 of them that works and complements each other extremely well. Just making absolutely sure, but yeah, this is good. This feels right. And for a few other reasons. So what I do is I will talk to you, I'm so sorry. I'm going to talk to Scorpio about yourself and a little bit about your sun sign, and this is what they are, the sun sign readings. And that's the day we're born, the month we're born. That is the illumination from the sun and the vitality it gives us and that energy and that ego. Oh my gosh. The drive, the personality traits that we can we have a little bit of every sign in each of us because of our natal chart, but to simplify it, there's predominant characteristics for each sign, which I love, and each element. So Scorpio, you are a water element, and there are 3 water elements, 3 earth, 3 air, and 3 fire. The water element is the most emotional. The water element is capable of feeling and sensing and just knowing without necessarily saying or talking or speaking. They have that incredible gift of psychic ability, which we all have, yes, but there's a more pronounced ability, especially when it is recognized in the particular individual and they are pursuant with it and they study and they are actively recognizing their gifts. There's some pretty amazing magic that happens. I've known a lot of water signs. I have a Pisces rising. I understand this is the part of all of us where it's inside. It's more of an intuitive. And by the way, the water, that's how they rule their lives. That's how they rule their decisions. That's how they rule their relationships, is through their heart, through their emotions and their creativity. The cups are creativity. The water is fluid and it opens up and invites things. It can go in many areas. Water is very capable of getting into places and the depths that not other elements necessarily do. But Scorpio in particular is a fixed sign, so they're pretty set in their ways, similar to an earth sign, which is another reason why I find that a lot of Scorpios do really well with the Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorns. And today's highlighted is Virgo. Now also I want to say that Scorpio is ruled by Pluto more modernly. They were originally ruled by Mars, so there's that fiery intensity with Scorpio that's different and more intense than I think the other water signs of Cancer and Pisces. So Scorpio really takes the lead with intensity. There's no mistaking how they feel. They're very, very straightforward and very real and authentic. And I mean that sincerely. They, if they don't like you, you're going to know it. And they have a variance of different types of intensity. It has a lot to do with their other planets and, how that's affecting them. The sun sign is the one aspect of you. But the depth of them is such that they are, and now more modernly, ruled by Pluto. Pluto is all about transformation. Pluto's the hard, this is where it's got to be in order to better yourself, in order to get rid of the things that aren't working, the people, the circumstances, the things in ourselves, the habits, the thought patterns. When they aren't working after a while, they have to change, or your body won't be able to take it, or your life will just come to a climax or a crisis to where, it's gotten to a point that's really not healthy in any way. So that's constantly going on with Scorpios. And they not only transfer and transform themselves, but they are capable of helping others in the process. They thrive on that. That's essential to them. If they know that they can make a difference that way. They're incredibly caring, very, very devoted people. And they're possessive a lot. When they have love or anything they're really interested in, they kind of put those claws in it, right? And, they want it heart, soul, and mind, body, the whole deal. Now, I know many of you probably realize already, if you are a Scorpio, that you are notably known for being the sex sign, or very much as sexual. Well, it's all about the feeling. It's about the sensuality. And, there isn't a whole lot of promiscuity, except for if you're younger, and the word I'm trying to say was being promiscuous, where, you just want to be with all these different people and just experience love and everything. That's a misnomer. I know a lot of people maybe like that. I mean, there's a percentage, like I said, but for the most part, Scorpios are extremely loyal, and they are not interested in that. They want that one special person, and I feel like a lot of the signs, and I have a Venus in Scorpio, which is about love, right? It's actually harder because they care that much that they don't want to continually give as much as they give, and with that passion that they have, they want to keep it real. If they've been hurt, it's really hard for them to repair that sometimes. They're just so incredibly deep and caring. You're not going to find another person that's that deep when it comes to matters of the heart and love and just wanting to understand more. They want to dig out the truth. They want to get to the bare bone facts of things. Okay, they don't like the superficial. They can sense inauthenticity a mile away. So I've said these things on a fairly regular basis, but to me these are the crux of what makes up a Scorpio, and then there's the mystery of them. There's mystery, there's kind of that real allure, there's almost a dark kind of energy with that intensity. It's magnetizing, they're incredibly sensual, as I said. Yeah, they love being intimate because to them it's how they get to know a person fully and deeply. So yeah, there's just a lot of beautiful things to be said. Right now we have the moon in Gemini, which is kind of cool for Scorpio and for everybody. I mean, it's that changeability and that ability to be flexible, and conversations come easier, and that's important because Mercury retrograde finally stationed forward yesterday, and that means there'll be a couple still days in the shadow to kind of work through. But boy, I don't know about you, but every one of them, yes, we go through life, but all the things that were happening that you could do nothing about, which is infuriating to you, Scorpio, I know it is. The conversations that weren't finished, the things going on behind the scenes you had no control over, the misunderstandings, the lack of, timing and all those variables, they're all in the weeks to come going to open up, and they're going to clarify themselves. And I already feel that today. And so that's a good thing. So we can get back to where we were on track, as we always do and always will. And it may not have affected you as much as it would have, let's say, other air signs or even fire, because it was in the sign of Aquarius in retrograde, and now it's forward, Mercury is forward in the sign of Aquarius. But that works for the mind. And you're also one of the water signs that's about the mind. You know how to really understand the human psyche. You enjoy that. You really delve deeply into that. You study hard and long to know everything you need to know, okay? And you won't stop till you find the answers. And then you've got Virgo. That's your highlight. So Virgo is beautiful. It's a great combination. Virgo is equally as hardworking as you are, equally as passionate about digging deep. They are a mutable sign, so they're very adaptable, but their changes are usually regarding like their career, how they can get to the higher position, you know, how they can become a specialist in their field, how they can help anybody who may need help, because that's what they're about. They are incredibly giving and very, very willing to share this information that they have to better other people's lives. That's an incredible attraction to you, Scorpio. They are definitely dedicated. They're more relaxed and subdued. They're down to earth, kind of grounded. Also, I find very authentic in many ways. They're known as the virgins, so they have this beautiful, truthful, just kind of sweet and authentic part of them that wants to help. You know, if anything, they're workaholics sometimes and perfectionists about themselves. They love organization. They love managing money. They like knowing that they're investing and their time is valuable and that they are utilizing it in the proper ways, which is also very, very complimentary and very much a part of who you are, Scorpio. So I see this as long-term friendships, relationships over and over again, and with good reason. And you know, Mercury is the ruling planet for Virgo, so once again, it's the mind. It's the ability to just constantly be thinking and strategizing and very resourceful and, you know, planning ahead, being organized, all the things that are necessary for a more, you know, stable, secure life, you know, because that's imperative to all of us, but especially I would say Virgos who, you know, work hard to create that kind of environment. So yeah, as long as you both are cool with the fact that you do like your work, and I know you will be, and most of the time working together, you know, in tandem and ideas that can come up, and you just could be so successful on so many levels, depending on what your interests are and what's going on. This is all about this year and moving forward. Entrepreneurialism, you know, ways to improve your knowledge and the newness coming through with technology. Certainly being hip to the medical aspects of things right now and the vaccines and all that kind of stuff going on. I won't talk much about that. Love this combination. It feels really right. I feel like the new moon really incited some beautiful things for you too that could be something you've been thinking and wishing for a while, and it instigated it. Even with the retrograde, it doesn't matter, life still goes on, right? And you feel that, and then the culmination in the full moon on the 27th, which will be what, next Saturday, in Virgo, that could really light up a situation really, really well. And it's very much about healing right now. We're in Pisces season, also very, very beautiful for you, Scorpio. So you're feeling more, I would say, creative, more vulnerable. You're feeling that sensitivity as a fellow water sign. Pisces is definitely about the nurturing side of us, the caring, the emotional, the healing, the mending that can take place in all circumstances. So this is beautiful on many, many accounts. I would love to read your messages now because they have been pretty phenomenal and very uplifting for many of the signs thus far. So the first card is always the overall energy that brought you to the reading. And I always suggest that you go back to the beginning of the month and see what the comparison is. And if you hadn't felt or resonated with those readings, or you even looked at it, or listened, I should say, go back and see and compare, because it's like the baseline for the month. And sometimes it takes a while for the energies to really hit home, and it has so many reasons for that as well. But I do want to say I wasn't here yesterday, and normally it's just like, oh, I got to do my upload. I love doing this so much, and you have no idea. This is so important to me, and I realized with what was going on, there's a lot going on in my life, like with a lot of people. It was just the energy. It just wasn't happening, and I thought, okay, I love what I do. I'm doing it out of absolute love. I've done this for years, and I've been doing readings and you know, sharing these informational things through the conduit, as a conduit, through my cards and, you know, the divinations I use, and my insight and intuition. Of course, Spirit works with me well that way. But yesterday wasn't happening, and I thought that would be just ego to come in here and do it under those circumstances. Because I've had the worst circumstances and still made a video. Like during the retrograde, sometimes I have to redo it 3 or 4 times, and it's no problem. It's just that it wasn't happening. So I'm so glad to be back, and the energy is right. So let us see what it has to say for your first overall energy. The 9 of Cups, man. Whew! That's what I mean. That's the kind of energy that's going on. 9 of Cups is wishes fulfilled. And this is something that, I mean, it's one thing to say, oh, wishes fulfilled, everything you want. You worked so very hard at this. This is something that's taken time. I mean, last year alone would explain that. I don't have to say much more. Things were stopped a lot of times. Things were delayed. But you never lost sight of your creativity. You never for a moment as a fixed sign in your determination, the two of you with the air, you know, the earth and the water. I mean, just working to support and to continue with the dreams and the imagination. And there's great imagination, you know, with the Pisces especially, that can be very influential for you right now if you take that in and you open up to that. So this is gorgeous. This is exactly what's meant to be, because in life, with the patterns and the cycles and the changes and the transformations that you're so very aware of, Scorpio, there's going to be the ups and downs. That's just the end of it, you know. That's all I need to say. And this is, we're going up now, okay? And there's a lot of positive energies in the astrology that points to that, and we're good. So that's beautiful. Keep those wishes going, and know, you know, that you're the manifester. You can co-create at all times. We are always co-creating. But this particular highlight is really, really substantially good for creating and making your dreams come true together. Okay, because you work really well that way. Still, the speech for me is still a little, which happens during retrogrades, but it's kind of improving. And you know, we'll see how that goes in the weeks to come. The second category is the overall blessings or obstacles, and you have the Page of Cups. So there's the cups again. This is 2 cups. Pisces season, emotion, vulnerability, you know, contentment, creativity again. You know, the page is like the beginning. It's the new, it's the green, it's the youthful kind of, what could we do with this? You know, having that kind of childlike view of, when I was a child, I used to think I could do and be anything, right? And why not now? Absolutely, why not? You put enough energy and probably have experience in a few ways that could help you to achieve these things. But if it isn't, let's say, a new idea that you've been pondering, which is part of the dreams and fulfillments of your incredible gifts and talents, it could be a child, or thinking about children, or you have a child you're catering to right now. You know, the cups are, of course, Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. But it could be a very fertile time. And that's kind of special, right? Because I'm going to tell you, as a massage therapist, there's a whole lot of prenatals I've been doing from this last year's COVID babies. So yeah, something special. And also always holding on to the child inside and remembering, you know, have that youthful playfulness. I lost it a few times. I was like, where's the fun? I love to laugh. I love to have a good time. Even, I could be serious, obviously. I got to do my thing. I got to be responsible for a lot, but it's so fun to let that go. And that's kind of a reminder as well whenever I see a page, which is the more youthful messenger. But there's messages coming in about love, about some kind of inspiration you've got going. So I'm curious, if you haven't subscribed, please feel free to do so. It just takes a moment. It's incredibly supportive for the channel, and YouTube likes it. They'll continually let me do my, you know, my content, and I just want to keep evolving, and that's one way to make that happen. So that's how you show me the love, as I say. But yeah, something really, some information will come, and when you subscribe, you can comment, and I will always respond and let me know if there's some real resonance here for you. And the final category is finances. And I like this a lot because we need finances. Finances are our sustenance and our stability. And that's how we live in this three-dimensional world. And it is another form of energy. So you have the, oh be darn, the Four of Pentacles. Okay, this is a new deck. I love it. It is the Tarot Queens, the Queen Tarot deck. It's all about the queens, specifically because we all have that duality of femininity and intuition, which you're very, very familiar with, Scorpio. And just utilizing that part of us, you know, because the masculine is the mind. It's the you know, the thoughts. It's very masculine energy with predominance in Aquarius and will be through the year. And that's a good thing. You know, we've got to be thinking and be level-headed and not get too caught up in our emotions, but you need the balance. And that's what's happening here. I'm seeing a really nice balance for you during this masculine time. You have the earth element of Four of Pentacles. It's protecting your assets, protecting your finances, knowing that you know you've got enough, you're comfortable, and you're not about to just spend it or invest unwisely. And it's not like you to do that anyway, Scorpio. I'm going to just say that right out. You're very, very good with money. You understand, and that's why I think a lot of Scorpios are very successful, as well as Virgos, and you make great amounts of money in your lifetime because you're wise, and you know, you just don't go for every little shiny thing. You make sure that you are doing your due diligence. And so yeah, it shows me there's comfort, and you're just like, you're kind of holding off and waiting out, which is good. You know, this retrograde wouldn't have been a good idea to start this wonderful imaginative Nine of Cups kind of energy, right? But it's been there, and you're very excited and you're ready. You were just, you know, making sure that everything is in place, which is exactly what you want to do during a retrograde. So yeah, that possessive kind of thing, which could have to do with your relationship too. And if both of you are working together and working out the kinks, if you just moved in together or just got married, you still figure that out, right? So I love it. To me, four is always stability. It's always the four walls, you know, that keep us safe and protected, right? And especially when it comes to family and you know, relationships. It's gorgeous. This is a beautiful reading. As I said, across the board, you know, with a few, yes, indications of, yeah, be prepared, be aware. You know, we always want to be aware, and then we can make the choices as to how we utilize this reading and how it affects us specifically. But this is beautiful. So I'm happy for you. I absolutely wish you incredible love and thriving energy in all of your relationships. And speaking of which, we'll go on to the oracle messages for every single Scorpio and all of your relationships, okay? That would be outside of this wonderful Virgo. And so the first one I will use is the oracle, which is the wisdom of the oracle. Call it Bear and Read. Very, very simple, straightforward, but very, very powerful information that comes through. And it's just sent from love, you know, and perking your interest again in things that you've had in your psyche, and the consciousness is there, and you're like, oh, thank you, I'd forgotten about that. Or hopefully it's just something that just instantly hits home, and you're like, oh, absolutely. And feel good about it, right? I'm always I lean on the side of positivity and optimism and just joy. You know, we need joy in our lives and love. And yours is blessed. Oh my gosh. Well, they kind of showed that in the reading, to be honest, but I'm just happy to see it even more. This is just another confirmation of what's happening. Blessed. Look at this gorgeous, beautiful, it's 22. Now, 22 is a master number. That's what I call a magical number, and it has extra power and influence in your life. And look at this gorgeous illustration, just in a bubble, in your meditative state. You know how you can just go inward, you know, Scorpio, and just like be very present, which is so powerful when it comes to manifesting and just understanding in a depth and a level that's, you know, more than the average bear, as they say. So 22, that equals 4, of course, and that's also, once again, about stability in your relationships, in your work, in your creative capabilities, you know, which you have large amounts of. So let me read to you what it says specifically. So, oh, I opened right up to it. What? And I haven't gotten this not this month. So, essential meaning, something wonderful that is unearned and unexpected. Grace that is unforeseen, gift from Spirit. Wow. It might be this new, I mean, it's definitely the 9 of, wishes fulfilled. Maybe you just said, show me something, show me a sign, man, and that's what's happening, and it's new, and it's something that you may not have ever thought about. And by the way, like I said, I have Scorpio, Venus, and Neptune in Scorpio, because something completely life-changing happened to me on the new moon itself. So you never know, and it's beautiful, and I'll share it later. The Oracle message: there are moments in life when, out of the blue, it seems that everything has been orchestrated by divine intervention. You feel blessed in ways that are difficult to express. It is as if the Red Sea parts in front of you and events come together to banish your troubles easily and naturally. You know deep down you did not deserve any of it, and yet here you are. What? I don't know about that. I get the deep down part, but I feel like, I'm going to just say that I feel like we all deserve things, and I think, anyway, that's not for me to say. Let me read what it says. And yet here you are. This is one of those times. Let awe and gratitude for all your blessings guide you now. Oh, and then I'm going to read the relationship message because it's right underneath. You are moving towards a deepening of intimacy in a unique and sacred partnership. You know you are meant to be in this connection, or make this connection. This union, blessed by the divine, will begin transformation and beauty to the world, will bring transformation and beauty to the world. This is also a sign that, even more important, you're being called to a deeper intimacy with yourself and spirit. I know you know all about that, so just do your thing. Be you, Scorpio. With this new development, you will see evidence of grace in your life. And I'm really happy and really extremely thankful to share that message with you. So, yeah. We'll move on to the next oracle that I love a lot, and I've pulled this out. I had it, and sometimes I get these, urges and such, but every month I like to change up the cards. And I have some new ones that I still want to get to. I'm so excited. I'm going to do that for March, for sure. To be in a week. But this is the Motivation Manifesto, which I like a lot. It's Brendan Burchard, if you're interested. And it's basically these messages, and I don't think anything's a mistake or, an accident or whatever, and I just pulled the one that's for you specifically. Some are short, some are long, and let's see what it says for you. All Scorpios and all your beautiful relationships, the great joys in life come when we are spontaneous and authentic while engaging in activities we care about. And the great miseries come when too many stack up, where we are conforming and posing while doing things we have no passion for. Now, I know I have been guilty of such. It didn't start out that way, and then I continued when it really I'd lost it. Lost that passion. And it became too much. So I resigned because I knew this wasn't at all right. And I'm thinking that that's exactly, just as a loving reminder, there's so many opportunities and so many unlimited possibilities that if you're somebody you could be, that you're thinking, okay, yeah, this is not for me, but I have this other idea that I really think would be great. Bam, got to go for it, okay? Here's a little motivation for you. Get that fire under you. You know what? Make it happen. You have that determination. You have exactly what it takes. And the mere fact that you're thinking about it tells me it's right. So the last message for you, for the Oracle messages and for all the beautiful Scorpios, is the Super Attractor Manifestation card. This is the one where we feel and imagine and create the life we want. And it's really like that. It's just believing it, feeling it, and just, we bring it in. We bring in everything. I want to bring in the good stuff. What about you? Thinking that way will absolutely make it happen. Feeling it it's a done deal. Your specific message for this beautiful day of February 21st, forward, retrograde, and many, many beautiful things. March is going to be a wonderful month for so many people. Is going to be and is, instead of worrying about the future, I know all is well when I'm aligned in the moment. Okay, once again, I have not pulled this card for months. So this is really, really special. You absolutely know all of this. It once again is a reminder, and it's just enveloped in the universe, the co-creation and divine guidance. There's the moon, there's the stars, there's the universe and the magic. And yeah, just not worried about the future. You can do that. You really can. Just take that time for yourself and just take a deep breaths and love your relationships, love and feel the gratitude and blessings that are before you at all times. I honestly hope that you enjoyed this. I enjoyed reading it to you. I feel extremely happy and joyful for you. So thank you again for taking the time, and be well. Take good care until next time. Bye for now.